The U.S. host city, New York, is also the place where the career of current Houston Rockets guard Jeremy Lin first took off. Lin got his major break while a member of the Knicks, where seemingly overnight he became a household name as Linsanity gripped the basketball world. However, he then left NYC at the end of the 2011-2012 season for big bucks in Houston. And now the challenge is to prove that the Rockets were right to make that move. And for Lin, the challenge is to prove his doubters wrong. He recently stopped by the Chinese mainland, where he sat down with Arnold to talk about his career and his life off the court.
New age has begun.
Talking about Houston Rockets, last season in the first round of playoffs, you guys really fell short. Now, what kind of adjustment the team itself needs to really make, and what about yourself?
From a team standpoint, I think we've made those changes. We've brought in more veteran guys. We brought in Dwight Howard, obviously, is a huge addition. We've given ourselves a better opportunity talent-wise. And then from my standpoint, I think what I needed was experience. I needed experience, and in some ways I also needed good health, you know, dealing with the chest injury and being my first time in the playoffs. I just really didn't play the way I wanted to. Didn't have a great performance by any means, and so.
With a new team, a new acquisition like Dwight Howard, and he talked to the public saying that his goal is to help keep the Houston Rockets win a championship title. And how realistic is it?
We'll see. I mean, I think from a talent standpoint, you know, we're up there in terms of talent in the NBA. I think the next component is buying into the system, learning to work together, building team chemistry, trusting each other, and getting that experience that you need to be able to be the team that you need to be when it's crunch time.
How settled are you right now, given that you're in the new team, different team, and so forth?
Yeah, definitely a new stage in my life. Moving on to the Houston Rockets and what we have building there, and so. For me, it's just a continual process of trying to get better every day, trying to become a better player, trying to help the team. And so definitely, you know, last year was kind of a transition phase from the Linsanity time period to Houston. And this year, this will be the first time in my entire career that I'm going back to the same team that I was on the year before.
Lin splits the defenders, gets inside, lefty layup, puts it in. Sensational move from Jeremy Lin.
This unheralded, undrafted underdog comes out of nowhere. Lin for three. Bang! The Jeremy Lin show continues here in Madison Square Garden.
From Linsanity, I guess I just remember how fun it was to play basketball on the court. We won those first 7 games in a row, and there was just a lot of, you know, a lot of moments that I'll remember for the rest of my life.
What about your burning desire to win?
Yeah, I mean, obviously that's still there. It's you know, it's a little different. Before it was kind of just I'm trying to find a way to make it in the league and to be able to play in the NBA. And right now I'm trying to take it to the next level and solidify myself as the type of player that I want to become.
The name Mike D'Antoni probably means a lot to you. And now you're with a new coach and the new coaching of Kevin McHale. And if I have to ask you to compare these two coaches, what would you say?
Different styles. They come from, you know, different backgrounds. I think Kevin McHale, Coach McHale, was a, you know, Hall of Fame basketball player, post player. Different philosophy, hard-nosed defensive. Coach D'Antoni, you know, definitely cares about defense as well. It's just this offensive system is different in terms of his style. It's more spread, pick and roll, 4 out, 1 in. And so different styles, but I think as we grow as a team, I think us as the Rockets, we're starting to evolve into a more of a pick and roll spread offense type of team.
When I talked to Mike D'Antoni about you know, tended to say in the past that he's an excellent student, he's very humble, he's good at everything. But do you think this kind of being humble is good on court? Because you want to be really, you want to show your killer's instinct instead of being humble, right? And
I don't think I'm a humble person. I think, you know, through my faith, I've learned in many ways that I'm a very proud person, and I do want to strive for humility. But I don't think they're mutually exclusive. I think when you get on the court and you compete, you can compete and have a killer instinct, but to do it with a humble demeanor.
Shot clock at 8, splits the defense again, gets to the rim, puts it in, and a foul! Wow!
You can still be the same tenacious, kind of cold-blooded basketball player, but at the same time understanding you still have to treat other people with respect. You still have to treat your teammates, refs, fans, all with respect.
Well, I have to ask you about Linsanity again. Do you think it happened for a reason, or it happened with a lot of luck involved?
Both. I think, I wouldn't say luck, as I would say blessings, maybe, blessings from God. I would say a lot of things had to happen that were outside of my control for everything to become what it became.
Win it would mark their longest win streak of the season. Minnesota 13-14, and there is Jeremy Lin.
Of tonight's game. Let's take a look at the Lexus keys to the game.
I know you have your own strong belief, and everybody does too, and usually belief really motivates you in many ways. And how does it work out for you on and off the court?
My parents taught me, and the Bible teaches me, whatever you do, work it with all your heart as unto the Lord and not for men. And so, for me, whether it's basketball or when I was a student or, when I'm done with basketball, whatever it might be, that's going to be my motto is give it your best effort, whatever it is, work as a means to glorify God, and then trust Him with whatever happens. And I think, that's what I try to focus on.
Leave everything in His capable hands.
Absolutely.
You are definitely in the limelight, and not because of, not only because of your achievement already you made, but also because of your ethnic background and so forth. Are you giving yourself a lot of pressure, or are you under a lot of pressure at this stage?
I just really try to play for God, and try to play unto the Lord, and really focus on using my basketball as a means to worship Him, and to let everything else happen the way it's supposed to happen. I don't want to worry too much about all the outside noise or the outside distractions. I think when that happens, I lose focus. Sometimes,
as you mentioned in the past, you probably will face racial slurs and so forth.
An ESPN headline about Knicks phenom Jeremy Lin that featured an offensive racial slur in a play on words. ESPN has announced that the employee responsible for that slur has been fired, and an anchor who made a similar comment has been suspended for 30 days.
And you tend to be, using your own way to deal with or cope with the situation. Tolerance maybe is one way. What's the meaning of tolerance in your eyes? Tolerance part of your nature?
Yeah, I think to some degree tolerance has to be part of everybody's nature, and I think for me, in order for me to be effective, in order for me to take racism and turn that negative energy into something that can be beneficial for me as a person and as a player, I have to build up my threshold of tolerance.
In the corner, Chandler Parsons, Jeremy Lin. Man, that didn't touch anything.
Jeremy wishes he could have that one back.
I heard many critics saying that Jeremy is great, everything. On the other hand, perhaps he's not really the person ready to take the lead or leading the parade. And what do you make of this kind of statement? Is it fair? Or?
Yeah, for me, I'm a young player who has a lot of growing to do, and in many ways, I'm not ready. I just turned 25 a few days ago.
Happy belated birthday.
Oh, thanks. I've started, a little over 100 games. It's really not that much, and I think people forget how young in my career I am, and people have very lofty expectations because of the Linsanity era. But people don't remember I've really only played one full season as a starter, and that's not that much. So I definitely agree that I have a lot of improvement to do.
Good stuff there. Our Wang Dong sitting down with Jeremy Lin. We move back to China now in Liaoning Province.